Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you've been here before, if not, it's a pleasure to have you here. I don't know how you found me, but I'm happy that you made it. If you haven't been here before, the pertinent details are I'm Tiffany. I'm an HR professional. I'm also a notary. I'm also a caregiver. I'm kind of also just a random girl on the internet who happens to have a YouTube page that you landed on. In any case, I'm happy that you're here and I hope you come back because sometimes I like to think I have information to share that may be useful to other people. So now that we've gotten the introductions out of the way, this video, if you couldn't tell from the title, is about some of the things that I kind of hate about being a notary. I've been doing it officially since January of 2021, and we are now in September, which is kind of crazy because the year has blown by. But overall, I like being a notary. It's cool, quick cash, depending on what kind of notary work you do. And it gives you freedom and flexibility with how you spend your time. But that's also tied into this list I'm about to give you. So I thought about this because I've seen a few people share their dislikes about the industry as well, or about the field of being a notary as well. And I was like, you know what? These are all valid points. Let me give my list of things that I don't like. But before I even get into it, let me say none of these things should discourage you from being a notary, but there are things that you should consider in advance, which I did consider all of these things. It's just being in the mix of the shenanigans gives you a different perspective, and sometimes you can lose motivation. Like myself, I've been a little less motivated with my notary business. That doesn't mean I'm going to stop. That just means I'm a little less motivated. That's all. So I just wanted to start by saying that I don't want you all to think I'm quitting, because I'm not, because I've also done pretty okay. It's just I want to give you this perspective as well, because it's not all sunshine and rainbows. Everybody doesn't have 10K a months. Hell, some of us have issues busting $100 a month, depending on what kind of notary work you do. It just depends. So just stick with me, okay? So let's just go ahead and get into the things. And in case I missed saying this in the beginning, if you don't know, I'm located in Atlanta, and Atlanta comes with its own issues, right? We're a little questionable. Great place, but a little questionable. It's an attorney state. So for those of you looking to get those signings with the signing agencies, you can get them. I've got a lot of questions about that lately. You can get them. You can go do signings. You can go do refinances, purchases, all those things. I also get a lot of requests to just be a witness, or to do listing agreements. Those kind of notifications tend to come in. So if you're concerned about that and you're using that as your reason to not sign up, go ahead and just cross that off the list, because you can do, or you can become a loan signing agent in the state of Georgia, despite it being an attorney state. The process just kind of looks a little different depending on the type of signing that you're doing. Okay, so the point of me bringing up the fact that I'm in Atlanta is because I don't know how many of you have been here, but our traffic is incredibly, pardon my French, shitty. We have shitty traffic. It is awful. Everyone keeps moving here. A lot of people don't know how to drive. I don't know what it is. I think a lot of people move from places where public transportation is more of a thing, and it's not really a thing here. I mean, people take it, but you can't get everywhere on public transportation. Like my neighborhood, MARTA runs through my neighborhood, literally on my corner. That's because I'm in the city. But a lot of people don't live in the city, or don't live within the perimeter, which is inside of 285. For those of you who don't know, you got ITP, you got OTP. Now, if you are OTP, which is outside of the perimeter of 285, and even for a lot of people inside of the perimeter of 285, there's this thing called traffic. And our traffic is trash. So it doesn't matter what time of day it is. If you have to get on the expressway to go to your signing, which is why I avoid all of that, and I do not go outside of a 5-mile radius, you're going to have issues sometimes. Whether it's a load of cows are on the expressway, or a Brinks truck has spilled money and everyone's going for the grab, or if there's just a random one-car accident, which seems to happen a lot more lately. I don't know what that's about. Traffic is always an issue. always. So just plan for that and use Waze. Waze is fantastic. I put my Waze on, and for those of you who don't use Waze, it's just a GPS. Use any GPS, but I have found that Waze works best for me. It tells me if something has spilled, people alert you and let you know if the cops are around. Because if I drive real fast, I'm not gonna lie, but I don't cause the accidents. I don't cause the accidents, y'all. But you just want to be mindful of your departure, arrival times, where you're going. Is where you're going right off the expressway? Is where you're going off of 285? Because I don't fool with 285 for that reason. But just be mindful of traffic no matter where you live and consider all of the issues that could arise. So plan ahead, leave ahead. If you're on a tight window, make sure you are communicating with the signer or communicating with the attorneys or communicating with whatever client you're working with and whoever sent you there. Communicate. But that traffic is always going to be a thing. It just is, okay? So my next issue with being a notary, or more specifically a loan signing agent, is the payment delay. So when you are on a platform like SnapDocs or Signing Order or Notary Go or any of these signing apps or signing platforms, there is a payment delay. Unlike general notary work where I get that cash right then and there and I walk off and mind my business, signing platforms have a delay. It could be anywhere from 30 days to 45 days typically is what I've experienced. So you need to make sure that you plan and count your coins, because if you think you're getting paid the same day, you are not. That is something that people were very upfront about when I started looking into this here on YouTube. But I think sometimes people forget. So just keep that in mind, that you're not getting paid right away. That check is going to come. And when that check comes, you may have forgotten about it if you were that busy, right? But you'll get a notification. I'm not that busy. So I watch the clock and I watch the calendar for my check, because if you're late sending my check, I'm sending you that lovely email. So just keep that in mind, okay? The third thing is flaky clients. Flaky clients, that is a thing, okay? So you may set an appointment, you may have great conversation, confirm this time. Like me, when I accept an appointment, I let them know before I leave, I will send you a message. Whether I call you or I send you a text message, you must confirm that appointment with me before I will get my little behind off the sofa to come to that appointment. Some people will go so far as to accept it. Great, I'll see you when you get here. And then you get there and you're like, hey, I'm outside, or hey, I'm at the signing location. No answer. Crickets. You're calling, you're getting sent to voicemail. You're texting, you get nothing. You sit there trying to be a good person with a great business, offering this business of convenience. Anything could have happened. Let me give this person an extra 15 minutes. No. If you don't get any messages, any calls, anything, leave. Make it known that they have whatever time window you want to give people, whether it's 10 minutes, 5 minutes, 15 minutes. Let them know that if they do not respond or that they do not show up, they still owe you the money and that you will be departing. They could go find somebody else, that's fine. But people need to understand that you're running a business and you're not there to keep a parking space warm. So for me, the flaky clients is an issue. But it doesn't happen too often, but it is an issue. Another thing related to the flaky clients is the fact that your schedule almost is no longer yours, right? I had this issue just Friday afternoon. I accepted a signing. It was about 2 hours ahead of the time that the signing was supposed to be. I did everything I was supposed to do. First thing they said to do was call the client and confirm the appointment. The appointment was going to be at 4 p.m. on Friday. Now, me, I'm already mad because, like I said, the traffic here is basura, okay? That means trash. And I accepted the appointment. I get the number. I call. No one answers. I call again a little while later, like 30 minutes later. No one answers. It's a 4 o'clock appointment, which means I want to leave out of here, get there on time, make sure they're on time so I could be back before like 4:45, because the appointment was maybe 20 minutes away from my house, just because of surface roads and normal afternoon traffic. You know, kids get out of school somewhere between like 2:15 and 3:15. I don't know. They got weird schedules. But the school buses is Friday. I'm just trying to get out, get it done, and get back, right? Doesn't answer. I text because I'm like, okay, last time this happened, it was a whole to-do. The signing company was like, can you still go show up? That's a whole nother story. I'm going to save that one. But needless to say, the client doesn't answer. And then I wait some more. I call again. Finally, someone answers. It's a woman. I say, hi, this is Tiffany. I'm the notary assigned to your appointment today. I wanted to confirm at 4 p.m. And the lady is like, what? I was like, is this Mrs. So-and-so? No. Is this the number? And I read the number back, and she's like, yeah, I'll call you back. Then she hangs up the phone. And I'm just like, what the heck? What the hell? At this point, it is 3:30. I'm waiting. I call the signing company and I let them know what has happened. I'm updating my notes, and they tell me don't go if she doesn't confirm, because a lot of these appointments, the particular type of appointment I think it was some kind of short like listing agreement. And they're saying a lot of these people, they either flake at the last minute or the agent might cancel it at the last minute because they have something else to do. And I'm like, okay, well, I need to know, fairly soon. I'm fine rescheduling if you need me to reach back out to them. Needless to say, I get a text message from the signing company, and they're like, make sure you take a picture of the ID when you get there, and make sure you text it back to me, and make sure you scan the document, because I have a scanning app on my phone. Make sure you scan the document. It's about 15 pages, and send it back to me like right then and there, because it's Friday. I'm like, okay. But then I'm like, okay, so I guess I go ahead and go to the appointment, even though she just told me on the phone like 15 minutes ago not to go. Let me scarf down my food and go. Then I get an email as I'm getting ready to get out the door saying, you've been removed from this signing. What? Wait a minute. So I text back and I say, hey, I just got this notification that I've been removed from the signing. Like, am I going? Am I not going? Was this a mistake? It takes them a while to text me back. But at that point, I was like, I'm not going. I'm about to remove myself from it if they hadn't. And she's like, yeah, the agent canceled. No, sorry. Like, hey, hope you haven't left. That's part of the thing. So it's not just flaky clients, but it's flaky agents. It's sometimes these signing companies, I don't know, I think they make mistakes on the back end. I don't know, but it's really irritating. And that's something that kind of demotivates me. Okay. So probably the next most annoying thing, and I'm not going to say annoying, but one of the things that has happened with me before, not often, but before, a person has not understood what a notary was and the purpose of a notary, and hasn't understood their documents or the requests that they've been asked to have notarized. This particular example was a school affidavit. A lot of people send their children to schools that are not actually in their district by having a friend say, like, yes, this person lives with me, or getting someone to notarize it. In this case, I don't know if this school was actually the district that this person lived in, but my guess is that it was not. That's not my business. I don't know, because I don't know the school district and I'm not digging into all of that. But the point was, I got there to the appointment. I met them at the door. I asked for the affidavit paperwork because, I travel with my clipboard. I try not to go in if it's like a quick document. I try not to go into the home. And the lady was like, oh, I thought that was like something you do. And I was like, wait, what? It's a school affidavit. I don't know where your child goes to school. You didn't tell me where your child goes to school. Why would I have the school affidavit for the school where your child attends? It didn't make any sense. But I was trying to be really nice and professional. And I said, well, who told you needed to have this affidavit? She goes to her phone. She pulls up the email. The email is from the school counselor, and I can see that there's an attachment. And I said, okay, so she emailed you the school affidavit. She emailed it to you. And she's like, yeah, she did send me a form. That's the form. Like, it says school affidavit at the top. And she's like, well, I don't have a printer. Y'all, when I say I was 38 hot, ma'am, I don't have a printer in my car. Like, you have to print the form, like a notarization. I have a stamp. This is a physical thing. I need your ID. I need to. I was lost. I was so lost mentally. I was very lost mentally in that moment. And I handled it very well, I think, because I was really nice to her. And she was like, oh, I didn't really know what a notary was. I hadn't done this before. Okay. Okay. Lucky thing is she didn't live super far from me, but they were doing construction, so I got stuck in this little one lane situation coming down the street to her house. I said, you know what? This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go print this form for you. There's going to be an additional charge, but I will go back home and print this form for you and come back and we will get this thing done. She was really grateful. She did tip me well on top of that, but it was irritating that I burned up my gas and my time fooling with her not understanding her own form or understanding the nature of her request. So now I have kind of added into my script or in my communication with my clients, do you have your form? Is this something that's digital that you have and you need to print? Because if you don't have a printer, I can print it for you, but there's a charge for that. You see how you add on that pricing, not just the mileage, not just the cost of the convenience. If I'm printing it for you, there is a cost for that because my paper is not free. My toner is not free. So you need to think about these things when you think about your pricing, the questions you might need to ask people, those types of things, right? So that ties to my next thing about being a notary is keeping up with your supplies. I had not been paying attention, but when they tell you you need to keep paper on hand, I ran through my legal paper. I ran through it. And part of the reason why I ran through it, which ties to one of the previous things I said, the flaky client thing. Part of the reason why I ran through it is because I've had not one, but two, I think, situations where I printed the signing documents, had them all ready to go. And sometimes they print out kind of slow and took time. I'm over here sweating like, whoo, am I going to make it on time? Got my stuff ready to go. And then the person never answers, or like they're all of a sudden not at home anymore. Stupid stuff like that. Well, after once or twice of me trying to get this done and the signing agency irritating me, saying, well, can't you just like go wait on them, or like, can you call them tomorrow? Why don't you call them tomorrow? I'm just here to do one thing, and that is notarize these documents, ma'am. Why do I have to chase this person down? But I've had to shred documents a couple times for people who did not, either they weren't present for their appointment or they changed their mind on their refinance or whatever it was. I've had to go and shred those documents, which means I'm shredding my paper. And yes, in some cases, I get the money still paid for the cost of either the signing or the printing fee, whatever it might be, but it's still really annoying. It's annoying. Like, I waited on these papers to print. I can't get my time back. So think about that and consider that in your decision about becoming a notary. And then I think my last thing is going to be, especially with being a loan signing agent, because I don't go inside for general notary work, but with being a loan signing agent, going into people's homes, people have smells that you may have never smelled before. And so from the cigarette smoke, which we know what that smells like, but for those of you with allergies or with eczema like me, it just sends my whole situation out of whack. But people have smells. I mean, it doesn't happen often, but even in person, if we're not in the home, everybody's house kind of has a smell or a scent. Just vary on what that scent is. But if you go into someone's home and it smells like cat and dog and pee and other things and cologne and all these things, but like all at the same time, you are trying to get the hell up out of there. Like, at least I am, and I'm holding my breath and I'm in my mask and I'm hoping that I might be able to have some perfume in my purse. I got to come up out that clothes when I get home, which I do that anyway. Anytime I go out, I come home and I take my clothes off, but it's something to consider. If you have really bad allergies, you might want to stick to the general notary work versus going into people's homes or places of business, depending on where they're located. You can ask people, like, is this a smoking home? If so, can you please, like, meet me? I don't know. You might have a rolling table. I don't know. You can make it work. You can make it work. I've heard stories of people having snakes in the house, just like out slithering on the ground. Like, I would die. I would die. That's just what would happen. Either I'm fighting or I'm gonna die. Like I don't know. But those are kind of the big things that I would say, at least right now, are my demotivators or things that have annoyed me to no end. You may have had different experiences. You probably have your own things that you find really annoying. And that's what this is about. This is a safe place. This is a safe place for you to file your grievances and complaints. Drop them in the comments. Let me know some of the things that annoy you the most about being a mobile notary or a loan signing agent. And let's discuss. Let's chat about it, because I can't be the only person who's feeling this way. I know I'm not the only person who's feeling this way, because I've seen the videos on YouTube. So I know y'all are out here having issues with this too. I'm not crazy. So that's it for me today, guys and gals. It's Sunday. What I'm about to do is force myself to clean my house. And I'm going to sip this little concoction mimosa, put the fresh fruit. Your girl is fancy today. That's what I'm going to do. You all let me know how you're feeling in the comments. Tell me how your business has been going. Are you still on the fence about doing it? Let's talk about it. And until the next video, y'all stay safe out here. Wear your mask. You know, that's it. All you can do is stay safe. Wash your hands. Wash your hands. Wash your hands. Carry that sanitizer everywhere with you. Okay? And I'll see you all next time. Bye.